Okay, let's roll into our post-race for the 51st run of the Coca-Cola 600. Our third-place finisher is Kyle Busch. He drives the number 18 M&M's Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Kyle, certainly a good night out there for you tonight with the 18 car, and you shaved that points margin from Harvick down to 29 points. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are, what a night. We had a really good race car. I thought we were one of the best, and I could keep up with the 2 and the 1 there in the daylight hours, and getting to lap number 150 to 200. Whenever we took the lead there, and we were leading for a little ways, but we came to pit road for a 2-tire stop, and unfortunately on the exit, we got tangled up with a couple cars. I missed the first one, and then the second one I never even saw him. So he was behind my door, so I never even knew he was there. And then tore up the car pretty bad. We had a lot of body damage, and it hurt the toe. And I don't think the toe was ever right. I actually had to move my wheel, one click on the spokes. So, we got that kind of repaired, and I don't know how great it looked, but we got that going. And the handling of the car was really, really off after that. So we were just trying to fight through the rest of the night and see what we could get and salvage a good day. And we made a lot of changes to it, and we kept making swings at it to try to make it better. And we got a third-place finish out of it, so real proud of the guys, real proud of Dave and everybody on the team for sticking in there. And I haven't seen Nick, but I'm sure I'll see him back at the truck. I ran over him on the last stop leaving, but hopefully he's okay. And he'll be coming over to the house anyway tomorrow, so I'm sure he'll knock me over.
Questions for Kyle Busch? If you have them, raise your hand. We'll start over here with Jim, then we'll go to David.
Jim, out of Charlotte Observer. Kyle, even though you've had good results, are you a little tired of making comebacks?
Yeah, in the Cup cars, it seems to be all I do here at this place anyway. I remember I finished third, I think the fall race here a few years ago in the 5 car, and we had to come back from some adversity there too. But, real proud of the way that we did. I can't say that, we could have asked for a better finish. The 2 and the 1 were just so stout. That was just unbelievable. They were yarding us by 2.5 tenths a lap at least there that last run of the race, and I was just lucky to hold off the 5 and the 24. We probably, I don't know where we should have finished, but probably 10th to 12th with what we had. But we made some bold moves on restarts and got up there, and the guys did an awesome job on pit road picking off some spots for me that got me the track position.
Go ahead, David. If we can get David the mic, please.
David Caravella, NASCAR.com. Kyle, are the performances an adequate barometer of the chemistry between you and Dave right now, and why is it click so well, seemingly, between the two of you?
I certainly hope so. I think Dave and I really have a great working relationship. I did with Steve, and things just didn't seem to click as well with him as they are now. I think Dave's done a really, really nice job. He came into this deal not knowing a whole lot about these cars, and he's really gone to work and have learned, and he's made a lot of sacrifices too, and I can't thank him enough for doing it. And his family's made sacrifices, and he hadn't been home a whole lot. So pretty proud of the way that our results are paying off, and this is why you work as hard as you do.
Let's go upstairs for a question from Press Box for Kyle Busch. Go ahead.
Tony Bullock, Courier Tribune. Kyle, you talked about the toe on your car. Was it still a stout enough piece to get you what you got tonight, or how big of a boost to getting that car fixed with those cautions?
It took a lot of work to at least get the thing halfway decent. So we worked awful lot on it, and had to restart in the back. And I was worried about going a lap down there if the green flag run went long enough there sometimes. But it seemed like we did a nice enough job at being able to repair the car to keep it on the lead lap, to then being able to work on it some more, to then being able to adjust on it. So then we could, we had some good pit stops too, which gave us track position. So we took advantage of that.
Stay upstairs with a question for Kyle. Go ahead.
Jeff Owens, Scene Daily. Kyle, what happened with Jeff Burton on that last restart, and what did Jeff say to you on pit road?
I have no idea what transpired there. I haven't seen the replay, but what I remember was on the restart there, the 33 car ducked low after the start-finish line and pulled to my inside, so that forced me to the middle. And I was middle 3 wide with the 33, myself, and the 31, and I don't know who else was on the outside there, but we were kind of in between those two cars. And I didn't get a whole lot of room. I was pinching the 33 as tight as I could, trying not to wreck him. and I was trying not to get squeezed in the middle there with the 31 and get pinched and spin him out. So I did the best I could, and I don't know if I touched him or got into him or cut his left rear tire, but after the race he was just real mad at me. But he said I didn't race him with enough respect, and if I'm not going to give him respect, then he's not going to show me any. And I said, look, man, it's the last restart of the race. It's time to go. You got to make some bold moves. It wasn't me that made it 3 wide. You know, it was your teammate. So why don't you go have a chat with him? But if I did anything wrong, I would be more than happy to sit with Jeff Burton and talk with him about it and for him to point it out on a replay to me.
All right, let's come back downstairs. We have our race runner-up. Certainly quite a night for Jamie McMurray. He drives the number 1 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet for Earnhardt Ganassi. And Jamie, congratulations. Great performance out there. Certainly that number 1 car was up front all night long.
Yeah, we had a great car. I was worried after happy hour. I didn't feel like that our car had really good speed. It just didn't drive very good. And Bono did a great job at making the right adjustments. We put a similar setup in it that we ran in the All-Star race. And really from the get-go, the car was really good, and they did a nice job on adjusting it all night long. I really felt like we had a 10th place car at the beginning, and then we made it about a 5th place car, and with about 100 laps to go, when we got some track position, we had the best car. And it's unfortunate that the caution came out. The car had so much speed in it that I was only having to drive about 90%, and I was still able to run a tenth and a half or so quicker than that's how I felt yesterday when you were lapping me. The car just had really good speed in it tonight, and they did a great job adjusting on it. And I knew that whoever came out ahead on that last pit stop between Kurt and I, that if somebody didn't screw up, that would be the race winner. It would take me too many laps to run Kurt back down, and then you get within 10 or 12 car lengths and you just stall out. So I just didn't have enough time at the end.
Come back downstairs. Questions for either Jamie or Kyle? Got one in the back there. Raise your hand. She'll bring it to you.
Damian Sortel at Danville, Register and B. Jamie, this is for you. During that last stretch, how much was in your mind of the potential for this to be an even more historic day for Chip Ganassi, since you had talked to him about mid-race when he got here? And did you think you had anything for Kurt there on the last run?
Well, I thought if I could get on the outside of Kurt in the first few laps that I would have something for him, but our cars were so even for the first 10 or 15 laps, and with him being in the clean air, it's just hard to get a run on him. I mean, it was amazing the speed that we were able to run. How much wide open throttle you ran the first 10 or 12 laps of a run. So it's hard to pass when you're running at that speed. And honestly, I didn't think much about winning today because of Chip winning the 500. Chip did come on my radio about halfway through, I think, when he showed up and tried to talk because he didn't know he was talking to me, and I yelled, and I didn't know who it was, and then they told me under caution that was Chip that keyed the mic. So that was kind of funny. That was a good moment to have with him. But I haven't seen him since the 500. He talked on the radio a little bit on one of those cautions, and really that's all we discussed about it.